Hey, Beerfield Fantasy family. It's week 12, Saturday night. Means it's time to go over all those injuries and news for you guys to get you ready to get your lineup set for week 12. Just a quick reminder, Christopher Hopper at Hop BFF with two P's will be covering your inactives, start sits questions tomorrow morning. He'll be riding solo. I'll be driving back to Illinois from Minnesota. So you should be able to see him on YouTube live tomorrow morning here on the channel, Beerfield Fantasy Football. But let's go quick run through all the news here. As always, I'm at Nick Sparts, and the Twitter handle for the show for all your start sit questions is at BeerfieldFF. For the news, Chargers coach Anthony Lynn and Mike Williams did not injure his ACL against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. We don't have more news on that yet, so it's still likely going to come down to probably an MCL or PCL type injury or maybe a knee hyperextension. We do expect him to miss a few weeks or he may be shut down for the rest of the season. I'm hoping it's minor. Hope we can get a little bit more tape on this guy before the season ends so we have a better idea of what we can expect out of Mike Williams in 2018. But as of right now, it's not an ACL tear, so he's not going to have to go under surgery for that quite yet. But we don't have a full report of the injury. Probably we'll get that tomorrow or Monday. Onto the Titans, they activated wide receiver Harry Douglas from injured reserve and brought him to the active roster. This is bad news for Rishard Matthews, and I'll get to his status when I get to the Titans game. Let's start getting through the games, though. First up is Browns at Bengals. Browns are currently mostly healthy. Nobody on their team that I'm really worried about not playing that's going to affect their lineup. As for the Bengals, safety Sean Williams is out, and cornerback Darqueze Dennard is questionable with the knee, and I don't expect him to play. So this is a little bit of a boon to the Browns passing game. It's not great. But Corey Coleman is going to be a viable starter. He's probably going to come in top 36-ish in our rankings. So there may be some teams out there that actually want to roll him out there, especially in PPR type formats. Bears at Eagles. Bears aren't missing any fantasy relevant pieces, but they're likely to be missing multiple defensive pieces, including inside linebacker Danny Trevathan, and they could be missing offensive guard Kyle Long again. This would be a ding to Jordan Howard. It would be a boom to the Eagles' running game and passing game. Some of these pieces are missing, so keep an eye out there in active reports tomorrow morning. But we may be even bumping Eagles higher than we already had them. The Eagles on the other side, no real fantasy relevant pieces missing. They're pretty much healthy. Dolphins at Patriots. Quarterback Jay Cutler is going to miss this game. Matt Moore is starting in his place. Bump up to Kenny Stills because Stills always plays well with Matt Moore in the lineup. Not sure why, but that seems to be what happens. And then Cutler may lose this job. If Matt Moore comes out and plays well again like he did last week, when Cutler got his concussion, Moore could take this job over permanently. On the Patriots side, the only real notable thing I spotted was tight end Martellus Bennett. He is doubtful with his shoulder injury. We are not expecting him to go in Week 12, and it's possible this may be what the Packers doctors were concerned about, and him looking at season-ending surgery. The Patriots redemption story may come to a close pretty quickly here if he can't get healthy and get through that. Bills at the Chiefs. You got running back Mike Tolbert is declared out. This will help LaShawn McCoy because it means he's not there to vulture touchdowns in short yardage situations. And wide receiver Kelvin Benjamin is out with his knee injury. He is expected to miss multiple games. So you're looking at Zay Jones, Charles Clay, and Jordan Matthews as the three pass catchers in his place. Tyrod is back, so there is a little bit of value in this passing game, especially against the Chiefs, which are really, really, really bad against most pass catchers, except for the one who plays on Marcus Peters' side, which for the Bills offense is usually Deontay Thompson. On the Chiefs side, they're missing two defensive pieces, offensive linebacker Dee Ford and inside linebacker Terrence Smith. This is going to hurt the Chiefs' defense a little bit, specifically the run game, so even a little bit more bump to that shady stock. Buccaneers at Falcons. Defensive end Robert Ayers and cornerback Vernon Hargreaves both out. Buccaneers don't have a great defense anyway, so missing any talent here really hurts them. I do expect Matt Ryan to have his way with this Buccaneers defense and most of the weapons, Coleman, Jones, Sanu, to have pretty good games this week. They're all pretty high in my rankings. On the Falcons side, running back Devontae Freeman still has not recovered from his concussion he suffered a few weeks back. He's going to miss this game. It's possible he could miss more time. Second concussion on the year generally is very tough to recover from in a timely manner, so it's just not looking great right now for him. Panthers at Jets. Center Ryan Khalil should be back this week after missing the last few games. This should be a big boost to the Panthers' run defense. Centers, if you guys aren't familiar, do set the lines, set blocks, set schemes. So having your best center in there who knows the offense better is going to be a big improvement. So expect this to help out both McCaffrey and Stewart. On the Jets side, running back Matt Forte is questionable with a knee injury. Current reports say he is going to go, which is not good because it hurts Powell and McGuire. When there's only two active, they actually tend to have some value, even though this is a very tough matchup against the Panthers. With all three active, they tend to kill each other's value. McGuire becomes worth nothing. Powell and Forte both become marginal plays. Forte probably being the best one if he's active. Titans at Colts. Wide receiver Rashad Matthews is questionable with a hamstring injury he suffered in Thursday's practice. He did not practice Friday. And then because of the Harry Douglas activation, I'm expecting him not to go this week. So get him out of your lineups. Corey Davis gets a bump. Eric Decker gets a bump. Both of them against a bad secondary. And for the Colts, I like both of them a lot this week. On the Colts side, they're missing some depth pieces, but nobody significant on the offensive line for fantasy relevant players or major defensive pieces. Seahawks at the 49ers. You do have Cam Chancellor missing another game with his neck injury. There's still rumors floating around that they may shut him down for the year, so just kind of expect this to be what's going to happen going forward is you're not going to see any Cam Chancellor. Tight end Jimmy Graham does have an ankle issue that he's been playing through. He is expected to play through it again this week, and he should be good to go. And I think he's a top-tier play, even though 49ers have been generally good against tight ends this year. Jimmy Graham's just been feasting the last couple weeks. You can't get him out of your lineup. On the 49ers side, they mostly appear to be healthy. They have a couple guys questionable, but they're all expected to go. Saints at Rams, two secondary pieces missing for the Saints, cornerback Marshawn Lattimore and cornerback Ken Crowley. This is a big boom to Watkins, Kupp, and Goff, all pieces which could be very good this week. And then on the Rams side, wide receiver Robert Woods is out at least this week, likely going to miss a few more weeks here down the stretch. Watkins looks to be the one to step in. Watkins has been getting open into the All-22 tape. We've had a couple people do breakdowns on that on Twitter. I'll try to find one of them and retweet it on our show page as well so you guys can see some of that tape. So if Goff starts making Watkins his first read, he may start hitting him. Watkins could blow up here down the stretch. Jaguars at Cardinals. You got cornerback Jalen Ramsey. He is listed as questionable officially, but all reports are that he is not going to play this week, which is a slight boom to Gabbert, to Fitz, and to whoever ends up being the number two, whether it's J.J. Nelson and Jerron Brown. It's still a really good pass rush, a really good secondary, but losing your best cornerback does hurt. So the Jaguars bump those expectations down for that defense and raise the expectations for the Cardinals. On the Cardinal side, John Brown is going to miss a couple weeks with his calf injury that he suffered last week. Jerron Brown is usually the one who takes his place, so Jerron Brown, if you're going to YOLO start somebody, I guess it's him. The Broncos at the Raiders, wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders is questionable with his ankle injury that he suffered back, I think, in week 7. But he's played through it the last couple weeks, and he's expected to be fine again this week with Paxton Lynch taking the helm. And on the Raiders side, they're effectively healthy for fantasy purposes. There's a few questionable players, but they got limited sessions in Friday, and they're all expected to play. Packers at the Steelers, the Sunday night game. Running back Ty Montgomery, doubtful again with his rib injury. We're expecting probably back week 14-ish. So Jamal Williams will be a marginal fill-in for week 12 and probably week 13 as well. And then on the Steelers side, wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster declared out with his hamstring injury that he suffered. So you're currently looking at Martavis Bryant, who is a speed receiver that's been just killing the Packers this year, including Mike Wallace, Ted Ginn, and other players of that nature. Martavis Bryant's a good start this week. If he's available on waiver wires, grab him, throw him in your lineups, and enjoy. It's probably going to be a good week for you. Let's close it up with Monday night. Texans at Ravens. Wide receiver Will Fuller is out again. Expect him back probably in the week 14 or 15 range from his rib injury. Bruce Ellington is an okay fill-in in the interim, but this is a bad matchup against the Ravens. I would not start Ellington this week. On the Ravens side, they're looking like they should be mostly healthy. They got a couple guys listed as questionable, but everyone's expected to play. The only one who didn't get a limited session in was Terrell Suggs, but he's played through situations like that before. He's very tough. I expect the Ravens defense to be fully healthy against this Texans Tom Savage-led offense. So thank you so much for listening, guys. Remember, at 10:30 Central Time, we'll be back here on YouTube. It'll be Christopher Hopper running solo to answer your start-sit questions and go over inactives. And then tweet at the show, at BeerFueledFF, with any start-sit questions you got going into the game here. I'll be up early tomorrow morning, about 6 or 7 a.m., to run over those with you guys before I hit the road, and then Christopher Hopper will take over the show page when I'm driving. Thank you so much for checking in, as always. We'll catch you guys next time.